We're taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee movie Deluxe Class Ratchet. And I don't know about you guys, but I am getting so much of a Transformers Prime Ratchet with this figure. More than G1 actually. And it's got to do with the proportions that he has. He's got some chunky legs, he's got chunky arms, he's got a sort of a beefy torso. Not like the Ratchet we used to know in G1. It was very slender except for that big chest with the window of the alt mode of the vehicle. But nevertheless, this figure retains all the aspects that you would look for in a Ratchet. He's done in this really nice white plastic. It's not off-white. It's really very white, like toothpaste white, almost bordering on ivory, but it is a really, really nice white. And like I said, if you had that old Ratchet figure from Transformers Prime, the plastic would seem very similar, I think, in my opinion. He's got some highlights of red paint. He's got some grays here on his forearms. And look at this wonderful, wonderful chest. You can see right here, he does have some light piping. I will show that off in a little while. He has this huge, huge blaster rifle, which is weird. I thought normally they would give Ratchet the medical tools or repair tools. But in this instance, they gave him a blaster. I guess they're at war. For some size comparisons, here is Bumblebee movie Ratchet with Earthrise Ratchet. Now, I mentioned he was smaller. Yeah, you can clearly see right here. This is a deluxe class figure as well. He is just under, about half a centimeter tall, just half a centimeter shorter than this figure. Now, I knew he was going to be short, but he looks pretty decent sized deluxe class figure. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Let me bring in Wheeljack. Look at that. He's actually like 3 millimeters taller than Wheeljack. And Wheeljack is your standard regular size deluxe class nowadays. And Ratchet obviously is a bigger kind of deluxe for the War for Cybertron trilogy. But you look at them, he's right smack in between these two figures. So not a bad sized deluxe class figure, at least for the Studio Series line. Now, I wanted to show off that very nice light piping. It's a pretty decent light piping in the part of the head sculpt. Very cool. Let's talk about articulation very, very quickly. The head is on a ball joint. The ball joint is at the base of the neck. The shoulders can go in and out, forward, backward. It's got a bicep swivel, hinge elbow. Wrists can go in and out because of transformation. The waist is interesting. It's got a swivel right here and a hinge right here. So it's effectively a ball joint. Pretty cool. The hips can go do the splits, go in and out, and forward and backward. Thigh swivel. Knees, hinge knees. The ankles, forward, up and down, and have that rocker tilt. Now, before I forget, the rifle can actually be stored on the back of the robot mode, just like that. I thought that looked pretty cool. And now for the dreaded transformation. Oh my goodness, the transformation is pretty involved. It's quite involved, actually. I'm gonna do my best to show it off, and hopefully everybody can follow. All right, let's start with the easy stuff. Fold the fists this way. The inner wheels, or I should say the outer wheels. These are going to be the actual wheels of the vehicle mode. Fold them out like that. These are the fall wheels. Well done, Hasbro, for that fall wheel transformation. Rotate the thighs 180 degrees this way. Okay, and at this point, you want to untab the back part, just like that. You want to fold up this piece right here. I love the fact that they've cut it out so that it will fit the crest on his forehead. Kind of reminds me of the old 80s cartoons. Okay, then you want to unpeg the chest assembly like that. Okay, then just keep your arms this way, and this whole chest, inner chest, is going to fold up this way. Okay, bear with me. This is actually the front wheels of the car, or the truck, and this is going to be the front part of the truck. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to fold feet this way, Not all the way though, just like that. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to rotate that entire upper hip assembly like that. And then what you want to do is you want to fold down, bend the knees like this. Make sure that these line up onto that slot right there. Okay. And then this whole front part is going to fold in front of the shins, I suppose, and then going to tab onto those slots right there. Okay. All right, that's half the truck done, or half the Cybertronian ambulance done. Okay, now for the hard part. Okay, you see these small, teeny tiny tabs on the forearms? They are going to tab right here. And you're asking, how does that happen? I asked that myself as well. So go ahead and fold like this. Now, these pegs right here, they are going to tab onto this slot right here. The common mistake is to tab them on the upper slot. It has to be here on the lower slot. Okay, tab them in like that. Same on the other side. Okay. All right. And then these, you can now tab them onto the toes. Just like that. And then finally, the door side panels, or the ambulance doors, just slide them in like that. Now, surprisingly, despite being very involved, it is actually very satisfying once you've finished the transformation. And there you go. There is Cybertronian Ratchet from the Bumblebee movie, transformed into his alt mode, which I believe is an early prototype of the Cobra Bug. If you know that reference, oh my God, you're as old as me. There was this green and blue teal vehicle that they released for the Cobra. It was a submersible vehicle called the Cobra Bug, B-U-G-G. And it kind of gives me that vibe, actually. So it rolls very nicely. If you do transform it properly, it will roll nicely. You can put the gun right here. I mean, for a medical, I guess he's a medical vehicle. That gun is really out of place, so remove that. Now, just to show off how big this figure is, here's Earthrise Ratchet. Yeah, he's pretty small and squat. Yeah, he really shrinks down to a really tiny vehicle. He feels like it's a go-kart, and then this one's like the real vehicle. So, yeah. And so some final thoughts on the Bumblebee movie, Deluxe Class Ratchet. I present to you Optimus Prime and the Hobbits. Oh man, they all look really small compared to Optimus Prime. They all look hobbits, like hobbits to him, and he's like Gandalf. I thought the figure was pretty good. It's a well-sculpted, well-detailed, well-engineered figure. The transformation can be tricky, but it is pretty satisfying once you do complete it and do it properly. I thought they did a nice Transformers Prime Ratchet vibe with this figure, more than just giving it the G1 feel. I think Travis Knight went in the right direction with the Transformers franchise. It's a shame that he's not going to do another one. I've gotten out of the Studio Series Movieverse game, but the Knightverse figures are just sucking me back into the Movieverse figures. I'll probably just stick to the Knightverse figures from now on and forget about the Bayverse characters. But looking good. So far, so good. The Knightverse Cybertronian Autobots just shaping up wonderfully. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this Bumblebee movie Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet. The figure is going to get a 9 out of 10 for me. Definitely one to pick up if you're into this Movieverse figures. As always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.